Whilst some African leaders are happy and also praising President Mahama for carrying Africa on his shoulders, and also seeking justice for those ancestors who were forced into slavery, some black Americans seems to oppose the move, not just United Nations. Okudzeto Ablakwa is under attack as black Americans are more passionate on social media for making a statement that raising a certain topic on the internet. Authentic Plus Studios, making sure so like subscribe, you know, share, ama fufon so enyabi. Ashe. Before President Mahama ebekwa command statement UN Krampo Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa edi kan ebe making statement be about the transatlantic slave trade na say course some few years back now in fact before President Mahama ebe making that statement Krampo Okudzeto Ablakwa announce speech na President Mahama ebe bema ma so di nsem bi etudwa say obetimi aka plain say the transatlantic slave trade the most the grievous crime against humanity.
Ghana wishes to draw attention to the very consequential resolution which President John Dramani Mahama of Ghana will be tabling on the 25th of March, which is just next week Wednesday, a few days from now. This is a resolution seeking to declare the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. For more than 300 years, Africans were treated as property, were tortured, humiliated, raped, and forced out of the continent, over 12.5 million of them.
After President Mahama and so man statement and I just say will make it that particular statement be raise a lot of concern social media USA any statement be better about they are not going to vote in favor of the move not just say African leaders and I say United Nations or Mafa.
The United States remains steadfast in its opposition and condemnation of historic wrongs that resulted from the transatlantic slave trade, the trans-Saharan slave trade, and all other forms of slavery. We remain committed to the acknowledgement that these historical wrongs. Despite this, the United States observes that the text of this resolution remains highly problematic in countless respects. Consequently, the United States cannot support the adoption of this resolution. We regret that the United States must once again remind this body that the United Nations exists to maintain international peace and security. It was not founded to advance narrow, specific interests and agendas, to establish niche international days, or to create new costly meeting and reporting mandates.
Now, and I'm so Emma social media after say news no better about Krampo now African leaders ni be you almost the Emma just say in the section no Krampo people were happy and also taking pictures with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now no and I just some black American be edin say me better about here o say what is the essence of the African Union and I say UN taking such steps during the slave trade in Krampo Ghana especially it's a key part in the slave trade activities. It is say what be taking part in such activities. Now say we say we are seeking justice. We want them to apologize, sir. Who do you want them to apologize, and to who should we apologize to?
Ghana wishes to draw attention to the very consequential resolution which President John Dramani Mahama of Ghana will be tabling on the 25th of March, which is just next week Wednesday, a few days from now. This is a resolution seeking to declare the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. For more than 300 years, Africans were treated as property, were tortured, humiliated, raped, and forced out of the continent, over 12.5 million of them, in the most dehumanizing and despicable circumstances. The world is yet to acknowledge this. Perpetrators are yet to apologize and have not compensated the victims. This is the time to demand reparatory justice, and this is the time to demand restitution.
I find it interesting that the reparations discussion is being had within the African Union right around the time that Black Americans started bringing it up and started actually really talking about taking action to pursue reparations, right? So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting coincidence that at this very time, the African Union, the Ghanaian, whoever he is trying to take this conversation of reparations for chattel slavery to the UN. And the thing is, like, how are you gonna take a reparations conversation to the UN when y'all were an active participant in the slave trade? It was a whole business operation that they're still doing in certain parts of Africa till this day. They still selling people as slaves. So you were an active participant in this atrocity that happened for 300 years. You were shaking hands and doing deals with the devil, with the colonizer. Now, all of a sudden, you want to ask for reparations for it and for your country. Your country wasn't even established as a country at the time that this transatlantic slave trade was going on, honey. So, it's just another way to me, I think, to kind of cut in and undermine and get into something that is supposed to be for us over here with Black Americans. I just can't help but to see it that way. My thing is, if they're going to ask for reparations for Ghana or any part of West Africa, if they're going to ask for reparations, it should be based off of the effects of colonialism that it had on their nations. Not about nothing that is going on over here with us, because the transatlantic slave trade negatively impacted the people who were sold. So, which means the people in the Americas. That's the people who, and reparations is not just about the slave trade. It's also about everything that happened after that, like with during the Reconstruction era, all of the terrorism that we faced, all of the things that were done to hold us back as a people, the destruction, the bombings of our cities. It's all of that is all encompassing of why we're why we would have this discussion about reparations in America. So just the fact that they're trying to bring this up right around the time that we're bringing it up, I find very interesting. And then they're doing some kind of burial ground ritual. I think they're supposed to fly over here, and the Ghanaian, whoever the guy is, the Ghanaian guy, and he's supposed to fly over to like New York City or something like that and do some kind of burial ground ritual or something over the ancestors, something like that. And it's like, why you can't even prove that the people that are there were even came from your region. So that's how I know that this whole thing is just supposed to be intrusive on something that's supposed to be for us. They just trying to undermine and take away anything that's supposed to be for us. And it don't even have nothing to do with them. It's like none of their business. It's so many people who have nothing to do with the reparations talk that have so much to say about it, have so much input and want to dip their hands into it. Why don't you figure out how to get your own shit? That's the question that I got that nobody seems to have an answer to.
It's when it's so much as a lady at the Ablakwa Bontia Ojem say this movement and I say their steps here you and I think it is not going to yield any fruit, because already it is written history at the say before the during the transatlantic slave trade in Ghana especially, and also some other African country, it's a key part in the activities, such as they sold their own people to the whites. As you say, if one can say what take part in such activity, that is what we say Chanwa Basse, and I want to seek justice for my people, and I want you to apologize. What kind of message are you sending to the United States of America? And I'm so much as the United States of America, so they are not going to vote in favor, and also they are not going to take part in such activities. And I say, steps are UN are taking, because the UN Nankasano, it is built to develop, and I say help develop each other's country, not to talk about interest topics such as interested one particular country and I say the other. And if say be a sanema way no person they the United States of America, they are not going to take part in it. Ebusia, when is the match as Abe Trabontia, among Fonso Ekabi, social media. Already, President John Dramani Mahama is trending social media.